In the final days, the Silmarils will be gathered together from the earth, from the sky, and from the waters.
Okay. Dylan Trust, you've got your plant under your cloak there.
Yes.
What are you doing? Were you just standing around just holding it at the moment?
And me next to Oi.
Decide that I want to go and look at the tree in more detail.
Oh, you're going to have to go outside for that, yeah?
I kind of pardon myself and kind of...
No, you don't need pardon.
I walk towards the door.
You can walk towards the door. The door's open. It seems to be permanently open.
And then go out into the courtyard and over
the courtyard. It's a lovely
summer's
day. Yeah, it's a lovely summer's day. It's just coming up to about lunchtime-ish. You can see as you go outside, you can feel the sun hit you. It's nice and warm. There's a little bit of the city you can hear off to one side. It'll be quite high up as well, so it's quite windy-ish, but it's not like blowing a gale or anything like that. But it is quite refreshing to be outside. The marble of the building certainly does help in keeping the temperatures down, especially during the summer.
If there's a nearby guard to me, I just turn to him and say, "There's nothing like a good old breeze like that."
God doesn't say anything. Just kind of like just nods, just a tiny bit. Just acknowledge that he did hear you, and then that's it. He just doesn't move.
He moved.
They're not. I mean, they're allowed to actually like move and things. They're not. You know, they're more ceremonial kind of things, and they're just on duty, but nothing. No, they're fine. So you kind of just nod, just very, very
it's
subtly.
Not like one of those guards at Buckingham Palace.
No, because that wouldn't be practical. In this day and age, it wouldn't be practical to do that. So he kind of acknowledges, just he doesn't say anything. He just kind of like just nods his head, like say, "Yes, I did hear you, and I do agree," and let you go about your business and that. In front of you can see the white tree of Gondor. You can see off to one side there's a fountain, and in front of surrounding this white tree of Gondor, you can see that there's a very large open green area of very neatly cut grass.
Okay. I head over to the white tree and just kind of like stand there looking at it for a little bit.
You stand there looking at it. It's got a little tiny bit of blossom on it. Nothing major, you know what I mean? But it is predominantly just it's a white wood tree.
Is there many people around it?
There's a couple talking, just off to one side, stood on the grass, not right underneath it, you know, I mean, maybe about 10-15 feet away from it. Yeah.
Do I hear what they're saying at all?
You can try and listen.
Okay.
Roll.
Listening. Hold on.
Awareness sense.
Awareness sense. It should be all the way down.
What was that guy's banner you said he had? What, was it the black one?
It's a black one. It's a black one with two cross swords. Two cross swords that are pointing down. Yeah, and underneath that there seems to be a white, like zigzaggy or wavy line. You assume represents a river. It's like an international water symbol, like a river symbol. And the cross swords pointing down means that it's kind of like it's a post-war area. Like it's no longer. It's been through conflict, but it's no longer in conflict. Yeah.
Where are the dice? Ah, right.
Dice are over
Sorry.
by the bowl.
I can't see the second one. Oh, right. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
The lines were white, yeah?
Yeah, the line's white here.
And it's plus 33. It's
I over here where I am.
That's better, yeah.
Awareness, sense.
Go.
Yeah, awareness, sense is plus 33.
33?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, you can hear them. They're talking about
87.
harvest. What they're doing is they're talking about what they wish to invest their money in. What they do, you find out that they've got a some savings, yeah, or some banking or something like that, and they want to invest it. They want to invest it in a farming business, but they're not too sure which one to invest in. One of them suggests that they invest in some vineyards to the south of the White Mountains, because the weather's better. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And the other one's not too sure. The other one still wants to look around and see if there's anything else that maybe they could invest in. Post-war is also always a great opportunity for people with cash and people to invest in restructuring and reinvestment and stuff like that. So there's a lot of small business opportunities with room to grow, and they want to invest some money in that kind of thing. So that's what they're discussing. They're discussing like a business opportunity. There's some vineyards to the south of the White Mountains, not on the coast, but close to the coast of the Bay of Balthalas. And they're weighing up the pros and cons of being able to do that and how much they should really invest.
Okay. I'd like to take a closer inspection of the tree.
All right.
So perception.
Horticultural.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to get my horticultural.
Oh,
again.
unless you got floral law.
Well, lore. Let me look at lore.
Floral law.
General lore, magic lore, obscure lore, technical.
Floral.
Floral. Let me look for floral. There's nothing under F for skills.
Look under
So-
F for floral law. Then you should have floral. Is it floral law? Have you got
Yeah, I
floral?
do have floral lore.
Yeah, floral lore. Yeah.
It's plus 55.
Okay, go on.
Ah,
That's the
using
candle.
a candle. I don't want a candle. I don't want a candle. I want the dice.
I forget you still got a candle
thank
burning. You still have a candle burning in your.
Mm-hmm. But it's meant to be an hour-long candle, so
Well, it's
kill at least an hour.
That's plus 55.
and you roll again.
You grab the
Ah,
candle.
okay.
98, roll again.
It's a rare tree. What it is, it's a Numorian tree.
Ooh, not
it's
yet.
probably the only one of its kind in this region of Middle Earth. The only one of its
So it
kind.
looked to be in good condition.
It looks as if it's been through a really bad time kind of thing. But it has been looked after. It's been nursed back to health now. And you do see the blossom it's not the amount of blossom that it should regularly have year upon year. It looks like it's been through a few years where it's never had any blossom, several years. It's a very old tree. It's probably like maybe at least 4 or 5 600, maybe 1,000 years old. So it looks like it's been half dead for most of its life, but this looks like it's actually starting to be maybe the first season where it's getting its blossom back.
Okay. I go over to the guard again that I said, "Oh, it's good to be out in this brisk air,"
Yeah.
and say to him, "Would it be okay, sir, if I picked one of the blossoms from the great tree?"
No, nobody's allowed to pick anything from the great tree.
Well, I was hoping to study some of the actual blossom itself.
You'd have to get special permission from the King of Gondor to be able to touch or take anything from the tree.
If there are any blossoms upon the ground, am I okay to take one of them and study
If
them?
the blossoms fall from the tree, like any branches that fall from the tree, then what they tend to do, there is a royal gardener who kind of collects that kind of stuff up. Any branches or broken twigs and things like that go away and they get fashioned into relics, into items. Blossom is usually bagged and then dried and then used in ointments and perfumes as gifts to dignitaries and ambassadors on behalf of Gondor. So in theory you could collect some, yes, but blossom and fallen twigs or fallen leaves if it does ever have any leaves on it. But you're not. But they usually get used for being converted into gifts and items and relics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like walking through a normal forest. It's kind of like this is a very sacred kind of tree. If anything taken from it or falls from it, then it is put to use. And this is like you now have a figurine, or you now have a memento, or you might now have a symbol of something from the White Tree of Gondor. Okay? Including the blossom. Blossom is actually used to make a perfume and ointments and oils and stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he explains all that kind of stuff to you, and you think, yeah, you know, that's what they do with that. If it was been any other tree, fine. He says any other tree, and he points off to several trees that are further down this huge, massive, like runway promenade, where you can see there's a line, an avenue of trees. Very big, tall ones, all perfectly, you know, nice and green. He says, any of those trees, you know, feel free to take samples, but you can't take samples directly from the White Tree of Gondor.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay. Well, I leave him to his business.
Okay. So you
I'm
just
gonna head back over towards the tree.
all right. Head back over to the tree. Estelle.
Excuse me, guys. I'm just gonna mute everyone.
And everybody else who's in that small little booth area. You're all sat in the booth, kind of like noticing that you're absent one Dylan Trust. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Is absent.
He's absent.
Always worrying. Oh, not worrying, but like wondering whether he's already been arrested. Probably being deported, put on a barge now and being sailed down the Anduin.
Imagine.
I'm sure he's fine. He wouldn't be that stupid.
Absent.
Always like taking out into consideration like what might have happened with Dylan Trust and said, are we seriously thinking about going on this expedition?
We did say yes.
You kind of did suggest to Estelle that you could take a holiday time.
She can take a break, and we could. I mean, Tharbad could seriously do with the money as well. Don't you know? No misunderstandings there. We seriously could do with some extra funding in the bank.
Well,
And plus we could increase the
Yes.
stuff that we have in our relatively newer library that's opened up there as well.
Yes, it would be nice to have some books in the library.
Mhm.
An empty
Other than
building.
just the building, yeah.
Other than just a building with a few stuff that is there already, but that's supplied by Rivendell. But
Yeah, it would be nice to have some books. Yeah, she agrees. It would be nice to have some books. She said, if we're planning on going, she looks over to Estelle and says, if we're planning on actually doing this, do you need me to contact the asset?
Take a swig of my drink.
I drink mine a bit.
Possibly. On standby.
Okay.
Maybe.
She kind of like pushes herself away from the table, like back from the table. Sits herself back up again. She looks over to Theo and Zabby, and then looks to you, and then kind of like nods.
Yeah,
Okay.
hidden. I'm sitting next to her still. Hidden. Cryptic. Did that with a fly on the wall.
Apparently.
Okay. Zabby,
Yes.
sat at the table, and Theo is sitting opposite you, just downing his 4th pint. Molly and Estelle are to your, well, always to your left. Estelle's off to the left and right there, left side in front of you, opposite the table, opposite Olby. Have a little bit of conversation.
Well, I go, well, at least once we do get out of the... Well, we're in the city, aren't we, as a city?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a city. Yeah.
Well, once we get out of the city to start this journey, I can introduce you to my little friend.
I was going to ask. What did you mean? Yeah, I was going to ask since you mentioned it back at the study about this friend.
Let's just say that I met this friend of mine in the mountains. The snowy mountains, to be exact.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about like a person friend or some?
She's
Other
not gonna
friend.
explain that. She's not gonna say that. She's not gonna say who or what this friend is. But she explains. They helped me out quite a bit when I was injured. And without them I wouldn't be here.
Oh. Well, how nice of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, them is a he.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
nice then. Nice of him to help.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how did you get injured then?
I was in... You know there's like... Oh, what was the mountain called? That snowy mountain. What is it called?
Well,
There are many.
The White Mountains.
Yeah,
or the
it was near...
mountain?
There was... If I remember correctly, there was a village near the White Mountain. And, apparently somebody needed some help getting some materials. They had the coin, so I decided to take it on. Which I found out that there were orcs by that area too. So basically, one of them shot a rock or an arrow at the ankle, and yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but as you can see, she lives like her foot up.
puts her foot on the table,
Well,
literally.
not on the table because she knows that's not right.
Okay.
As you can see though, it's her right ankle.
You're a hobbit,
Yes,
aren't you?
yes. That there's a scar on her right ankle.
Oof.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But luckily, thanks to my little friend that I helped, I managed to get back to the village afterwards unscathed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I put my foot down
I say,
after
well,
that.
here's to new friends, and I take my other drink.
Yep.
God. Have a drink.
Yeah, I take a sip of mine. Like, I'm looking at it, it's half empty now, so...
I'll ching. I'll do the ching.
Yeah, ching.
My wine glass. Like, sure.
But yeah, once we do get out of the city, hopefully together, then I can introduce you to my little friend. I know I said I repeated myself on that, but anyway, you know what.
We need to look at actually preparing stuff.
True.
And like organising what we require for the trip. Now I am echoing.
It's through dry, it's fine.
Oh, okay, no worries. So we will need to think about what we can put in for transportation and what we need food-wise. And if food is required, then we also need something to cook with. And there's going to be a whole list, but we also need to sort of survey the area that we were acquiring to use. There is a candle there already, so we still need to find out if the candle has gone out or if time stops. So there are many things we still need to look at, plus like in general stuff to put in there if we require books, weaponry, medical supplies.
And see how we can outfit the otherworldly building that is now a sort of
we should just refer to it as the house, so no one gets any bad ideas.
The mansion.
Well,
don't say mansion because
it's called
the house. Yes,
the house.
The house.
Well, I didn't see a kitchen in there. I don't think.
Maybe we should.
Do you think we should outfit it with a kitchen? Outfit it with all the things that.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's kind of barren except for a table, right? Of what?
There was a whole map
that we found.
Yeah, there was a whole map of Middle Earth carved in it. So there's that. So that's already the meeting hall.
We can use that room as a planning room since it's got a map.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A meeting hall.
Meeting hall, yes. And then try to see all the rooms and see which ones can be for what.
So we need to take a few days, if so, just prepare it and get it stocked up.
Yeah.
We can't go off now, tomorrow. We need to take a bit of time to prepare this house.
Do some management on
also researching on the area that you're going to. So maybe there's a book, has some slight information on it.
There were a couple of wardrobes and dresses, if I remember correctly.
Yep, clothes, that's going to be something we need. I've also got to do some actual shopping, so maybe we need to make a list and sort of then go out and try to buy what we can.
Yeah.
Or split up duties since we're going together. Make things faster.
Yeah. But we will eventually need to borrow someone's private room and then all gather in there just to put it up and then check it out for all ourselves.
Oh, it could be any of our rooms that we currently have in this guest house currently.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind offering mine, if need be.
Well, I'm not used
to do it.
Yeah, well, for me, I'm not used to all the smanchy stuff anyway. What?
My room right here.
Yeah.
Your room
curious.
Your room here is up on the up that flight of stairs, along the landing, and there's various rooms that come up from that landing. In front of each door, there is a Gondorian guard on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side there will be a guard wearing the outfit that belongs to the person who's actually staying in that room.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so there'll be one Gondorian guard on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side there'll be a guard, a representative, from that province being provided by yourselves, or a representative of that area or province. Yeah, so there'll be two guards on each door. They stay outside the room, obviously. Inside the room there is a small living room area, and then inside there is a bedchamber and a small bathroom suite, and that's pretty much it. They're more like apartments rather than actual rooms or houses. They're more like apartments themselves. Okay, yeah. They are not permanently yours. They're not permanent like embassies or anything like that. They are multi-purpose, so they can be used by somebody else after you've left. By visiting dignitaries and that. Yeah.
Are they all the same size?
They're all approximately the same size. Each of them has a small fireplace. There's enough room in there to hold a meeting, a discussion, kind of thing, just like a hotel apartment. But you couldn't exactly host an event or anything like that, a party or anything like that in there. You know, it's not that kind of thing.
No worries.
But you can have meetings there. Yes, you can meet people.
So yes, we can use your chambers if you wish to still.
Yeah, I don't mind.
You haven't left any dirty laundry out there, else, like, have you?
No.
She's not like that, you know that, Mer.
I don't know. Years been past, and maybe half an hour.
I haven't gotten sloppier since we've last talked.
Well, that would have been hard.
Yeah.
That sharp tongue's still the same.
I'm just looking at the drink, not getting involved.
Which reminds me, since this trip and you were kind of concerned of your own place, how is your own place?
Yeah, it's going well. I'm still going to have to send word or even go there to get some bits sorted out. Depending on how long it takes us to prep the house, will give me enough time before we go and get my affairs and all sorted, you know.
And the girl?
Yeah, Leah Mace, she's okay. She's working really well. Freya, excellent.
Would it be easier to send word to them by Falcon?
Probably, but I still need to go and do some bits.
Well, Olwe has been reminding me there are scribes and people to be able to send word if need be.
Administrators around, yeah, scribes.
Yep. No, I'm sure there are people here in Minor Tirith. It's a big enough place to have someone to send a message. Although I still require to do stuff there.
What, presently?
And pick up some, not at this particular moment, but if we are going to go on this journey, I require to go and get my gear.
What, it's all the way back at your place?
You currently are looking at Theo wearing like some, not armour, but clothing.
Then my question is, why did you not bring it with you?
Because I was not here to go on a battle. I was here to attend a
ceremony, yeah.
Ceremonial.
Yeah.
Then wouldn't logically be that you kept a set with you with somebody that was coming here as well, instead of just having.
Or have someone bring it over.
That's what I mean. But that's what I mean. Not bring it over, but as a caution precaution.
So I only travelled here. I travelled here with only a few people.
Yes.
Not many at all. I think probably maybe 2 people travelled with me.
Then one of them could have kept your armour at that point of your second
set.
set.
I've got some more armour and a sword with me, yes, for when I'm actually on the road. But I haven't got my full travelling gear that I would usually have.
I don't think you had any plans for actually staying. That was all, yeah.
I came very light because I wasn't going to go. I am only here for the night, and then I was shooting off again.
Then when do we?
You know I never carry stuff light. It's always the stuff with me.
Then
I will try to figure out that when we decide what we can put in the house.
Okay, I was gonna.
3 days.
Yeah, I was going to say. Would it be worth it? Because we did take on this task.
Mm.
And obviously, of course, all of us need to be fully prepared. So.
That is correct, and considering where we're heading to, yes, being prepared is the best option. Like, all you can do at the moment is prep for an area that you're not too sure.
Yeah. You said that it took you 3 days to come here, right? From point A to point B. So would it roughly take the same amount of time for somebody to journey over to bring your equipment?
It would take about that sort of time, yeah. But then you've also got to take about the time of the bird getting there as well. So you're taking probably 4 days.
More or less, roughly.
It's still going to be quicker than me going there and coming back.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
Although, where is the path that we were heading to, Whisper? I can't remember the exact name of the road. Aragorn said he was got someone to lead us towards a location, but where was the first location we said we were going to go through? Was it the crossroads?
Yeah, he's got somebody. Let me get the area up here.
Because I feel like maybe I could even travel from my location to the crossroads.
If it's a easier destination point.
You are.
Then we split up, get our stuff in
you are
more.
presently. I'll use red. There we go. You are presently here.
Right here.
This is Osgiliath. This
Mhm.
here, yeah. And then he wants you to travel to Osgiliath and then up to what this is commonly referred to as the crossroads.
Right.
Yeah, and then up to you. It's entirely up to you. You can go through the gap of Minus Morgul.
Okay.
Yeah, and then through all the adventures of Mordor to the Black Gate. But that's going to be
That's
even.
the bad way.
He says, yeah, even he says that is a real dangerous kind of way. So he suggests that you travel this way and into. He's got patrols along here, kind of like campments and things like that,
So-
already set up in place.
So according to him, the back way seems quicker.
Kalos is
The back way is.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kalos is here.
Yeah.
How about this? So, you send word that you need your equipment, and we can prepare with those days. Basically, the 3-4 days that they will come over to here,
Yes. Yeah.
and then
That may be a good option.
yeah.
So
I
would do-
mean, think about it. It would give us some prep time to do some of the stuff in the house. And when it comes to the 3rd, 4th day, that's where we.
I'll take another.
That's where we get all kitted and ready, and then we'll make our journey from that point.
Yeah, if there's anything you need or anything you're wanting to pick up, you gotta pick it up. You gotta pick it up here because Osgiliath is just a burned out wreck and ruin, and the crossroads is no much more than an actual army camp. There's no shops or crafting anything like that.
Right,
And
so
anything
our
beyond
best option would be around here, then, wouldn't it?
anything beyond that, at the Mountains of Ashen, and that is just or the Mountains of Shadow.
Yeah. So
There's
we-
just no civilization at all.
So here, where we are now, it
Yeah,
would be
minus
the
20,
best option to get the equipment there.
Yeah, anything you need.
Right. Well, then I would suggest if we go and prepare the room, and then go and have a look at the house and sort of see the size and what we need in it and how much we can put in there, and
And
decide
check the can.
if the candle's gone out.
And the
Yeah.
can. Yeah, I was going to say.
Then we can decide on what type of food we require, because it's going to be a fair long trip, as well as then deciding on what sort of materials we need in.
Yeah. Like for repairs.
Okay,
and stuff.
yeah, so as you're discussing this and you're talking and looking across the table, you from nowhere, literally from nowhere, Dylan Trust is like next to you.
That solves one problem. I was literally going to say it, but we do need to go and find it.
No, Dylan Trust has made his way comfortably back into the room. Like you've been deep in discussion about whether you need supplies, whether it's better to go back to Kalos, whether it's better to go back to Tharbad. Always already agreed with Estelle to make something that they refer to as an asset available to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Dylan Trust has made his way back into the room. Dylan Trust, you are stood at the front of the table, and you can see them. The guys are all sat around this table in this booth area. It's quite a large booth area. There's two of them sitting on either side of the booth, and there is an assortment of cakes and drinks, biscuits, and things like that. and a couple of condiments and that laid out on the table as well. And you can see that the guys are in deep discussion with regards as to what their plans are, and you come in partway through the conversation of them making decisions about buying supplies and kitting out the small house that you've acquired, or you as a group have acquired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
They're making plans to go to their rooms. I'm not sure if they're going to use whose room they're going to be using.
What didn't we decide that it was going to be Estelle's room?
It's Estelle's room. It's Estelle's.
Yeah.
Estelle's and Always.
Yeah.
Estelle's and Always' room. Yeah.
I will pop back to my room though to grab some bits before we go back into.
That's fine.
Okay.
Mhm.
I look on the table in front of me.
Mhm.
What do I see other than
Some biscuits.
like
some
various
cakes,
pieces of food to
a
eat?
few cakes. Mostly pastries.
Your empty drinks.
Yeah, some drinks. You can see that there's a wine bottle, a couple of wine glasses. There is a small jar of honey, a small jar of sugar, and a small jar of looks like a jam preservative. And there's a tanker, like a beaker of a pitcher of water with some soggy lemons floating on the top of it.
Okay. I head over and pick up the pitcher of water.
Okay.
Move it in front of me, more or less. Dip my pinky in it
Yeah.
to just kind of like feel the
It's
temperature
temperate.
of it,
It's not.
or
It's
whether
not. It's not
like,
really freezing. It's not cold. It's more like temperate water. It's not boiling. It's temperate.
and in which case, after kind of like getting that information off my feeling from my finger, I just kind of scoop the lemons out.
Yep.
Put them to the side,
Too small. Very wet. Soggy
and
lemons.
then plop the flower that I picked earlier
Okay,
into the
yeah.
water.
What the
Everybody-
hell?
Everybody looks across and sees Dylan Trask remove 2 lemons from the pitcher of water, and then take a very, very nice looking orange and yellow flowered plant, various green foliage coming off the side of it, and several roots or half a root ball as well, just been stuffed into this new pitcher which he's acquired. It was a very nice pitcher as well, because it was a glass one.
I hope someone wanted any
can-
water.
Can I make a was it the floristry? Is it?
A what?
Horticultural.
Horticultural, or it's floral law.
I know I have floral law.
Everybody has everything, so yeah.
Nice of you to join us, still interested in do
I'm
that.
sure I have floral law. Yeah, I do. Can
Yeah.
I do that? Can I do a check that if that is appropriate for the flower?
Yeah, you can check if you want to check a roll.
Yeah.
They're over here.
Floral law is a plus 105.
Oh God. Okay.
Whoa!
Apparently. Let me just.
Flora is a plus 105. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, in my
It probably will be for you. Yeah.
big list.
That's
Oh my
a
God.
4.
No, I'll keep the 4. I'm fine.
All right. Okay.
42.
Hey, well, it's plus 105.
Yeah.
147. It certainly won't help. It won't do it any harm. If you leave it in there, like for probably several days, then yeah, it won't do it any favors at all. But
Because I do remember it had lemon in it as well. Would that be suitable for it?
Yeah. It's okay. The lemons haven't been in there for too long.
Would it?
Yeah, I mean, to be from someone who actually does horticulture in real life, it's not going to affect it.
Okay. Zebby's still concerned about that plant. Though she's hoping that Bill and Trask would actually change it on like maybe the 5th or 6th day. So
Oh yeah, definitely needs fresh water by
Yeah.
then.
Okay. Conversation has moved towards planting of flowers in
yeah, it's just
beakers of water.
it's just seeing that was an absolute shock to Zabby. So
Yeah. Okay, so the plan is you're gonna make your way to Estelle's house room.
Yeah.
I mentioned to Dylan Josh we're going to go up to Estelle's room and sort out the house and then sort of acquire what we need to prepare for the journey.
It sounds like a good idea. He replies to Theo, and he says, well, I prefer to rough it. I would ask that we have some form of room in this, and he points to the orb, and this, that
Does that be
could...
You just point to
Oh,
the
well,
point.
okay, well,
Well, I've got it.
Okay,
It's hidden.
you know,
So
he makes reference to the orb by just
The ball.
like saying this, and he like moves his hands in a circular shape, as in orb.
Mhm.
Just call it the house
it's easier for the house.
for now. The house.
He's going to call it orb. For
Well, we're
the
trying to
moment.
so not
We're not
Yeah.
gonna. We're addressing it to not be that
fine
obvious.
at the moment, but let
Yeah.
him.
That's what I was saying.
So I suggest that we have one room in this thing that we can brew potions and such likes in, because I do not bring lore. Like, it's one of the things I've learned in my time away from you guys. So I also feel that that would be rather handy, and if need be, that could be the room that I was possibly meant to have.
Right.
So I would suggest that we have some form of alchemy room there.
Well,
Well,
that's fine.
maybe to double it as not just a potioner room, but also with herbs in preparation, not just potions.
Well, it seems to have enough rooms for most things anyway. So
I'll always suggest that we all go back to Estelle's room and we can discuss it. As she looks
Yes.
over and sees the minstrel that was playing earlier,
Mhm.
he's still in the room.
Yeah.
I
That's why
finish
we're
my
trying to
drink
be
and I
using
go,
different
right,
words.
let's just get going.
Okay. With that, you finish your drinks. You leave behind the biscuits and the tarts and the cake and the...
I actually take a few of the snacks.
I pick up a biscuit, a cake,
Any
and my
tart.
flour.
Any
And
cards
the
I didn't
water.
finish, I'm taking it with my wine.
Okay. Estelle just grabs the bottle of wine
I grab like few snacks each and
and
like eat some
you
of them
grab
along
an
the way.
assortment of
Yeah.
grab an assortment of
Yeah.
biscuits
Because I'm a hobbit, I need to eat quite a bit.
and tarts and all the rest of it. And you make your way out of this small little chamber. Out the small chamber, and you make your way to the staircase up to the first landing, and make your way towards Estelle's hospitality kind of accommodation kind of thing. Okay.
So as we go
I just
towards-
want to make it clear I'm picking up that flour with the water in it.
Yep.
Top water
You pick.
So,
You leave with the flour
and the water.
and the water.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right.
So I've literally just picked the whole thing up and left with it.
You pick it up and you just leave with the whole lot. You're making your way out of there, up the staircase towards where Estelle and Olwe have been given accommodation. Okay.
What do their cars look like? Just so I know, because I'm going to be going off to my room, so I want to make sure I get to the right
Oh
door.
right, you look across. Yeah, I gotta say you look across and you can see that there is a Estelle and Olwe's guard standing on the left hand side of the doorway is wearing a blue uniform with a symbol of a white bridge with a star above it, just across his chest.
Banner downstairs with blue. That is your banner then.